Hello and welcome to the Exercise Engineer podcast with your host, Lou Kelly. I have decided to start this podcast because I want to share my knowledge and passion towards all things health, food, and fitness. I started the Exercise Engineer because I just wanted to encourage and motivate and teach women all over the world to not only understand fitness and fat loss and nutrition, but also to help train them, move them, strengthen their bodies, and learn that we train because we love our bodies. We want what's best for them, not exercise because we hate them and we're trying to punish them. We don't exercise for that. We exercise because we love our bodies. That is why I created this podcast. That's why I created my membership, all of my programs, my challenges that I've done, because we are all striving to become the healthiest, happiest, and strongest versions of ourselves. Now, just a little bit more about me first. In this first episode, I've called it Meet Lou. I just want to give you a little bit of an insight into how I sort of got into the fitness industry in the first place and sort of where it all developed from. So, the Exercise Engineer. Well, let's split that into two different stories. So we've got the engineer first. I think I was just choosing A levels at this point, where I sort of asked my dad, like, where's the money? Like, I didn't really have any passions in life at this point. I just thought, right, what can I do? And he said engineering. Turns out he lied. Thanks, Dad, for that one. No, jokes aside. It's a great career and I thoroughly enjoy it. But I have since developed a little passion for food and fitness. If you already follow me on Instagram at the Exercise Engineer, you will know you could call me slightly obsessed with both of those things. I think they're great and I love that I see food as fuel now, and I like to teach that to as many women as possible, that we are not to punish ourselves if we overeat, because it is fuel and our body loves it. So, a little bit more about how I got into the industry. So I think fully, it's not actually decided, I never got it actually diagnosed, but I definitely used to be a binge eater, and I've developed, tried to overcome this over the past over the years of uni and since living in London. Definitely through and out the other side now, which is fantastic, and that is what I like to try and help other women and men, there's men in the membership as well, understand and find a more natural relationship with food. And I know it's a little bit of a touchy subject and it can be a lot triggering for those listening if you may have binge eating tendencies, but I do want to reiterate that binge eating is very much an eating disorder. It's not just overeating every now and again, it's this cycle of binge and restrict, and it can be quite detrimental to your health and mental health as well. So I used to we're going to stick with overeating for now because I never actually had it diagnosed, but I used to overeat quite a lot, to the point that I'd feel really, really guilty and then restrict myself loads for the next couple of days and then overeat again because it turns out I'm starving. Surprise, surprise. That is how the body works. If you starve yourself, you will get hungry. But I got fed up, and then COVID hit. Just before COVID, I used to take spin classes like M&M's, constantly trying to burn fat from my body, thinking it was just sweating off in those spin classes, and it doesn't quite work like that. So I got my qualification. Actually, I didn't do that first. COVID hit first. Gosh, I'm struggling to remember my own story, guys. I've not really spoken about this before, so it's quite a difficult topic to go over, really. I'd rather talk about all the other stuff, all the other episodes to come. So, when COVID hit, I sort of panicked because I couldn't do my spin classes anymore to sweat off the fat that I'd eaten that day, which is absolutely ludicrous. Like, that doesn't really, that doesn't make sense. Now that I've got my qualifications, it's an absolute load of crap. I started focusing on tracking, and I got a much better understanding of what I was fueling my body with. And then I started home workouts, and that is where my love for home workouts came from. Guys, if you've not got into the swing of home workouts yet, I am about to just transform your life, because home workouts have changed my life. Like, fully changed my life. I'm going to cover it in a full other episode of this podcast, but just a quick one. You don't have to look. I started off my home workouts in my pajamas. That is how I started with home workouts. You can get them done in half an hour, 40 minutes, done. You don't have to commute to the gym. It's just so much better, and you can get stronger from home. I don't care what all the other gym lads say about you need a gym to get strong. You really don't. I have 2 kettlebells that have got me to the strength that I am today. Like, yesterday, I push pressed 60 kg above my head. Like, and that is from building the foundations of my strength at home. That is insane. Like, that's my body weight. I was like, whoa. So that is living proof that you can get strong from home. What was I going to say then? We'll move on from home workouts, I think. I'll I won't fully sell the membership in this first episode. I just wanted to, again, that's just my passion coming through, because they really have changed my life, and they're going to change yours as well. So all you need is a couple of kettlebells, guys, and join the membership. You know you want to. No, you want to. But yeah, now that I've actually come to terms with what I'm eating and fueling my workouts with carbohydrates, like at one point totally cut out carbs. Wish I never did that, but you know, we live and we learn. High protein, really focusing on getting in protein. I used to be scared of protein shakes for some reason. Not really sure why, what happened there. I just didn't like the fact it was powder, but actually, again, learning what it is, it's not scary at all. It's fine. And learning mainly that women can't get bulky. Like, gals, lifting weights is not going to make you bulky. It really doesn't. That was, again, another mindset shift that has just developed, and it's totally transformed the way that I see food and fitness. Like, it really has changed my life. And I feel like I sound like so dramatic when I say that, but it really has. Like, it really, really has. I feel so much more confident in my body now that I have muscles. I feel strong, I feel healthier, I feel fitter, leaner, sexier. Like, oh my God, when I'm on holiday now walking around in a bikini, I'm like, oh God, yeah. Don't care what anyone thinks, really, but because I know I look good, it's like, I know that makes me sound so big-headed, but that is coming from a girl, like, probably 2 years ago, who was so self-conscious all the time. And now I can go on holiday and eat what I want, because I know I have that control again, and it's just so much nicer to be able to, again, fuel my body and not restrict it and think, oh, I can't have that. When it comes to diets, it's what can you add to your diet that can help? What can you add that is going to make an impact? What can you add that's going to help you feel better? So adding sleep, add vegetables, adding workouts. Don't think about what you're restricting. So don't think, oh, I can't have that chocolate bar. Yes, you can. Just have it in moderation. Have 1 instead of 5. It's learning everything like that. And it's those habits that we build in my coaching, in my membership, that has really transformed my life and a lot of the lives of my coaches as well. Clients. So a lot of the clients that I get are very much, they lack confidence. That is one of the main things. Like, they don't feel like they're in their own body anymore, which is quite it's quite difficult to listen to, really. But like when you dig a little bit deeper and find the true source of the problem, it's the fact that they don't want to have sex with the lights on. That is where strength training comes in. That is where protein comes in, calorie deficit comes in. That is where everything that I'm going to talk about on this pod will help in that instance. Like finally accepting your body and feeling confident and feeling sexy again, sexy enough to have sex with the lights on again. That's the sort of shit we're talking about. And that is such a big difference. That will make such a huge impact in all the gals' lives that I've helped. And it sounds like something so small, but I used to be exactly the same. And I totally understand the pain. It's not pain, it's just it's just those constant thoughts like, oh my god, the lights are on, oh my god, no, turn them off. No, not about that anymore. We love our bodies, and it's accepting and loving our bodies and training because we love our bodies. That is the point of the pod. I feel like I've repeated that so many times already, but there's more to come, guys. There's always more to come. I think another major problem with a lot of clients that I come across is they just lack motivation. And through coaching and membership, I'm not saying you have to join my coaching platform at all. There's so many other great coaches out there that would be like happy to help as well. But it's installing those really small habits into your daily lives. Those are the things that are going to make a significant impact. Those are the things that compound and make such a huge impact, because we're talking over years. This is a mindset shift. This is a change in our lifestyle. This is not just a quick fix for your holiday that's in 3 weeks' time and you're trying to lose a stone. That is not what this is. That is not at all what I'm going to teach you at all. This is a lifestyle change. Like, this is why I keep saying this is going to change your life, because it will. It will change your lifestyle, the way you see food, the way you see exercise and fitness, the way you approach different things in life as well. I don't want you to rely on motivation anymore, because motivation sucks. It doesn't exist. Well, it does for very short amounts of time, similar to like our willpower. And it's a lot of people say like, oh, the gym is just so boring. Again, home workouts, that's where it's at. Every single workout that I have filmed is completely different. And I know that for a fact because I rub it out every day and write a new one down. It physically is not saved anywhere apart from on the video, and I'm not going back through the video to rewrite it down. That's not happening. So I know for a fact they're all completely different. And I think, again, with beginners as well, I don't know what to do at the gym. Like, it can be very, very overwhelming, especially to go into the free weight section of the gym. That's why if you have a couple of kettlebells at home, you don't need to go to a gym. You don't need to pay for an expensive PT. All you need is a little program or some videos, some online videos, workouts. There's so many on YouTube. They don't have to be mine. There are so many out there. All the information is out there for you. Find it, use it. It's free content out there, guys. It's so good. But all of my workouts are based at home. Every workout is brand new. No repeats. Mixture of workout styles. Never boring. Yes, we focus on strength, but there's also some HIIT ones in there as well, which is high intensity interval training. That helps with the cardio. And for those clients who want to focus on their running as well, I do have running plans that I can incorporate into your programs. So throughout each of the videos, I do focus on technique. I give you technique pointers wherever I feel is necessary and remind you of certain things, also providing motivation, obviously, throughout the workouts, and accountability, because it's all in a group. Whenever you do a workout, I want you to post it in the group. Keep yourself accountable. That is like such a key thing. And I've just realised this podcast was supposed to be just talking about me, and I've just gone off on a tangent, but that is me. Like, that is what I have developed, and it's because of how I've done it. It's proof. I am living proof that my methods work, because it worked for me. It's worked for so many of my clients already. And I really do feel very passionate and very strongly about it, because I know it works. And I know that so many people out there are giving out all these excuses, and it's like, nah, home workouts solve nearly all of those problems. Nearly all. I can't physically do it for you myself. I've put in all the groundwork. I've done everything I physically can from this side of the screen. It's your turn to implement now. Just a few more little bits about me before we move on. I was going to keep this one quite short, but I've been blabbering on for 15 minutes. That's mental. So, a few little random bits about me. I love sushi. I love a curry. Peshwari naan is where it's at. I absolutely fucking love a challenge. Bring on the next challenge. Everyone at work takes the piss because I constantly talk about the next challenge. Like when I finished my marathon, that is a full pod coming up, by the way. When I finished it, they were like, oh, go on then, Louise, what's your next challenge? And I actually had one lined up. I was like, the Turf Games. And they were like, oh, what? We were joking. Like, no, I'm not joking. I love a challenge. So that's why if you think you're too far gone and you can't, you don't think any diet will ever work for you, you don't think coaching will work for you, try me. I love a challenge, so come at me. I bet I'll be able to help. I bet you. Let's go. Other challenges that I've got coming up, so like I just said, the Turf Games, that might have already been by the time you're listening to this podcast though. That is like a CrossFit competition. I also would like to, I've set myself a really, really big challenge for my 30th birthday, which by the way is in 4 years and 1 month. So I've got 4 years and 1 month to do an Ironman. I want to do one in my 30th year. So I'm 25 at the moment. So I've got four years and a bit to train for one of those. I love Nobu. That is my favourite restaurant in the world. I also love running. I thoroughly enjoy a Sunday morning run. Call me a psycho, but I love a hungover Sunday morning run. It's great. My favourite cocktail is a frozen margarita. My favourite pint is a shandy. Don't take the piss. I love a shandy. I also love Guinness in winter. What else can I go through? My favourite colour is pink. Pink and yellow, that's why that's my branding colours. I love yellow because it reminds me of the sun. I love holidays. I love travelling. I love trying new foods. Like, I will find the weirdest thing on the menu if we're abroad or out at a different type of restaurant. I will find the weirdest thing and order it because it just intrigues me so much. I, at some point, want to live abroad. I want to learn a new language. There's so many things I want to do. So many things. I will do an ultra marathon at some point, just fitting that in around everything else at the moment. And I hope one day, but I do believe I'll be running a 7-figure business one day. We'll see. I think that's quite bold to say on my first podcast, but I love a challenge. You got to back yourself. One thing I will repeat throughout these podcasts is you've got to believe. You've got to believe you can do it and you're halfway there. And I do thoroughly believe that. You've got to believe it. You're halfway there. The other half comes from hard work and repetition and practice. But that first half you can get by believing. And I strongly agree with that. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough. If you do have any more questions about how I personally got into... Wait, I didn't even explain how I got into it, really. Okay, quick little rundown of what the whole pod was supposed to be about, but I've rambled on about excess other things. Through lockdown, I managed to lose a stone in 3 months. I thought, love that. Started doing home workouts through tracking and like calorie counting, lots of walking, lots of steps. I did that and thought, yep, I reckon I could coach that better than, or not better than, but I was like, yeah, I could definitely do that. Why can't I do that? So yeah, I got my qualification and thought, absolutely, let's do it. Let's help other people do it, because I've just done it. Realised how simple it was. Simple being the key word. Fat loss is very simple. It's not easy. It's simple. So the minute I realised how simple it actually was, I was like, I can help people. I just need to get it across to them somehow. So that's why I started. When did I start? Was it November 2020? I think I started my Instagram page, The Exercise Engineer, and then it just took off from there, really. I've started challenges, programs, I started my membership, I've started this podcast, and yeah, it's just all sort of taken off from there. So hopefully you will enjoy the rest of these episodes. Always feel free to comment, subscribe, please, like it, forward it to anyone you think would benefit from any of these episodes, and comment what you want me to talk about. If there's anything that's really bugging you or any topic you want me to do a deep dive on, I'm happy to do the research. I'm happy to peel it out from my brain somehow and get it on the podcast. So yeah, I've really rambled on a lot longer than I thought there, so apologies for that. Oh, also a top tip for the podcast, listen to me on 1.25. I think I speak quite slowly, but you can be the judge of that. Okay guys, I'm going to love you and leave you there. Welcome to the Exercise Engineer podcast. Mwah! Love ya.